has a 1.42 HLTV rating and 103.5 ADR in their best of 3 series yesterday. So I'm expecting a lot from both Wilj and Devo on opposite sides of the server today.
I think that we're going to see a good combo between those two, a good top-heavy bare-knuckle brawl. Experience, they've been around a little bit longer. The VYBN are here to ruin the vibe. We'll see what they can do. Glocks out, P250 for Devo. I'm going to go with Devo just because of the old 80s band, and that's how I'm going to roll. Double dualies, SloWye and March. No kit for the CT side, which has become a little more prevalent throughout the course of the last few months. Dizzy already up on site. It's a bomb plant with about 20 seconds gone in the round. And an opening pick. It wasn't necessarily fast. It was kind of just, all right, we're just going to walk on up.
It was a waltz into the site for completely free. It was a dually heavy, a dually centric round for Bravado, specifically in towards the caves, and so they just bypassed that CT defense entirely by entering to the site from the ramp instead. Dizzy from the corner finds another in favor of his team. He finally falls, but the advantage remains. The dualies at range really can't find their shots, and it's a headshot smattered kill feed as Ruben and Sheer find the final 2 nails in the coffin. VYBN, a team, again, that we're kind of in the dark about. You mentioned Bravado being your favorite team. Bravado, as an ignorant American caster, is the only team name I recognize. But VYBN are at least starting things off well on Ancient.
It is the map picks. You can expect them to have a good start here. Triple overtime. That's a thriller of a series of a map, but we'll see if they can win things a little bit cleaner or if Bravado can turn the ship around. It is T-side Ancient after all that VYBN start on. Although I'm not too sure if there's a bit of a difference when it comes down to the South African scene and how things are sided and whatnot. It should be a little more par for the course. Wilj, formerly known as Mango, if you are just joining us, holding down towards B. Triton gets a little bit of spam damage done, but not going to really connect too much on that whole little deagle spam. All things considered, pretty stock standard start, but Wipeout just gets wiped away. Doru, that's a nice deagle opening, and now an opportunity for Bravado to strike right back and send VYBN back to the buy stage of nothing.
Back to a save. It's Deagle's invested, and now a Galil picked up for SloWye. Bravado, that pick on an isolated player with one of the heavy-hitting weapons could be a deciding factor in round number 2. As we know, these players are relying heavily on their aim. We saw it in the pistol round, all those headshots coming in from the Glocks. Now the rifle of Dizzy has to try and bail them out. The AK does not find anything. It's Triton in the corner with an Eagle to find 2 1-digs. The Mac-10 towards caves tries to spam away, but to no avail. Doru finds 1, Wilj a second. And as you mentioned, there was a possibility. It comes to fruition. Bravado clap right back with a pistol round win of their own, just on Deagles and Kevlar, but it's more than enough to get the job done.
Way more than enough. That was a pretty stomping victory for Bravado. Just the Deagle singing out. VYBN trying to take some peeks, getting punished for it. And now it's Deagle's back in their hands. T-side going all in. Full investment. And if VYBN are able to strike right back, safe to say that the 4 spy wars will have begun.
My favorite start to any map.
It always does. It always makes for an entertaining start.
That's a scrappy, brawly start. Exactly what we want to see. And I do want to highlight, we didn't mention it earlier because we got into the action quite quickly. We do have Sheer subbing in for Natural on the VYBN side. This is the exact same substitution that came in on Ancient in the last series they played, but there's no strategy behind it. It's clearly just a substitute due to necessity. Eagles for VYBN, trying to do exactly what Bravado did in the round prior. The issue is Bravado have way more rifles and so much more control as well. The MP9 of Triton finds the head of Sheer. That's a good start. VYBN now will try to adjust with a mid take instead. SloWye, distracted by 2 targets instead of 1, is taken down, but the rifle's not yet recovered, and Triton is still stomping around towards Snake and Catwalk. March, in the meanwhile, towards A, drops Dizzy out on an extremity, alone as well, might I add. And now the T side should be slowly picked apart. Sure, Devo has a rifle in hand, a Galil, but he's not going to expect this player close. He does not at all. Not even clearing it. Wilj takes him down. March yet another towards the A main. It leaves just Wipeout. He was the first casualty the round prior. He's now the last alive in round number 3. And with just a Deagle and half HP, it does not seem possible.
Doesn't. Maybe one more kill, if that. Could be a big ask. Doesn't clear the right corner first. Wilj will take full advantage. Toss the Galil over. Grab another one. Good gun management there from Bravado. And they do not let things devolve into a force by war of scrappiness and pistol shenanigans. Bravado elect to hold that title to themselves. SloWye picks up the big green to start things off, and might have been a good idea to go for an SMG here and pick up the op in the next, because you don't want to get bulldozed by a Glock train running up. Keep an eye on that op, see if it does go down, if that's any kills. B-Rush, though, coming through. SloWye's on the other side of the map. Triton, a good chance to farm. Grabs a pair, but takes a lot of damage from the Glock spams. But Bravado have taken the full rotation bait here, Nate. They've gone all the way towards B and mid, leaving a very passive hold towards A in the form of SloWye.
It's a very passive hold, but it's the op watching the cross. It should be good for one at the very least, if not even more. But this is a boon for VYBN. If they play their cards right, they can get onto the site and they can get that bomb plant, which is really all they can ask for in a Glock round such as this. SloWye, a leg shot, not even the kill. He will peek out, he will drop the bomb. That is a big one to find. He pulls out the dualies as well. He does not want to let the bomb plant come through. He's going to race forward. 1 and 2 on the dualies. It is 3 rounds now for Bravado. 3 rounds in a row. And Boggs, the Force by Wars concluded rather quickly. We are now into the actual meat and potatoes of this first half. We are into the main course. We are into the rifle round.
No op for VYBN. They'll go for AKs and a decent amount of utility, all things considered. Not ideal, but definitely far from poor. Galil still on 2 for Bravado as well. That's something to keep an eye on. It's like an M4, but slightly worse. Especially since everybody on VYBN's going to have a helmet anyways. Classic donut smoke already goes out. Doru and March swinging around. Good flash over to facilitate these peaks. But it's another bit of A pressure coming in from VYBN. Everybody going through A main. Molotov is well timed from SloWye though. Keeps an eye on things from long. And now with the tempo rotation, teammates in towards Donut. The flank is going to be on, and a missed shot from SloWye. That would have been the bomb dropped if that shot connected. Instead, though, it should be going down on the ground. And now the timer gives VYBN something to work with, although they have 0 utility left to work with. SloWye's not connecting these opening kills. Finally gets one on the peak, and that should be the spearhead. Now a second one. VYBN getting picked apart. Shear's position needs teammates to be more effective than just 2. And Dizzy, 1 from Donut, only 1. Bravado up by 4 now, 4 in a row. Not quite ducks in a row just yet, Nate, but they're getting there.
They're getting there. Keep in mind, this is considered to be a T-sided map as well, so a 4-1 start on the CT side is big. SloWye, he was definitely slow to start in that round, but he more than recovered, finding 2, I think even a 3rd as well, if I'm not mistaken. The op, sure, it misses the opening opportunities, but will not let those whiffed ones fall by the wayside. It will more than make up for it. VYBN used all of their utility on that take as well. They had nothing to stymie the retake. No Molotovs to further displace the opponents or the retaking CTs. It was very unfortunate. Bravado were just able to ham-fist their way in and find the kills with relative ease. VYBN, they do have another buy on deck. They have that loss bonus combined with the bomb plant bonus. But I'm not really feeling that much confidence from the team. They're already low on utility at a minute 30. They have 1 smoke, 2 flashes. And again, the lack of utility is what really hurt them in the post plant in the prior.
Utility could have made the whole difference. They were lucky to get that bomb down, though, considering everything that went their way on the initial entry in. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse for VYBN. Sheer does a good job to at least do some damage to the CT economy, which is getting a little out of control. Triton only getting that first kill. A lot of damage onto the second player, but the trade is there. That'll gain some space for the T side as SloWye tries to re-aggress down Donut, mixing up his opping position again, though A site left very undefended by Bravado. They play a little bit of an eyeball towards A main, and then everything else is either donut or towards B and mid. And if VYBN can make the timings happen, they can catch Bravado off guard, get another bomb plant down, and hopefully have a little more utility to hold in the post plant. SloWye can get timing gear too. Spots the jump up. And Ruben is gobbled up. A second for the Opper, looking for another, making a hat trick. And Sheer did get one more kill for good measure out towards mid. It would be more than sheer force of will to grab a round out of this one. Be an ace 1v4 clutch. And there's no time to facilitate that. Has to save the AK. This is kind of what I expected to see from Bravado, though. Steady, locked in CS.
Steady, locked in. The op of SloWye is waking up. I make the punt again, slow to start, but once he's here, he's raring and ready to go. 8 kills to his name. Triton at 10 as well. And this is unfortunately what I kind of expected to see from Sheer. Again, Sheer is the substitute for VYBN. He's kind of disjointed across the map. He's the lurk. That makes sense because he doesn't really fit in necessarily. He hasn't practiced with the team as a primary player. So it's unfortunate to see that, you know, in a 1 versus 4 he has to save, or 1 versus 3. But it's kind of just how it has to be in this case. 5-1 for Bravado, looking incredibly good. VYBN, they don't get the bomb plant there either, which means they're going to be on a half buy rather than a full investment. And their money's all over the place because Sheer had to save. Only $200 in the bank for him. Everybody else half buying. That means the next round is also going to be a very interesting investment. March finds one on the wipeout, a second towards middle onto the Deagler. The player Catwalk will find one. Devo finally avenging his fallen comrades, but Triton picks up right where his teammate left off. It's the kill in response, and Sheer's rifle or something must have been spotted through the smoke because he is pinched in upon Wilj. Takes him down from behind. 6-1, a succinct victory for Bravado in the 7th. And again, this buy for VYBN is going to be interesting because we have a player on low money, Sheer specifically. Ruben will go for the op. He'll forego a helmet. He'll lack some utility. Sheer actually the better buy than I thought he would. He has a Galil and utility. And there are rifles to round out the buy for VYBN. So this is the best buy they've had in quite a while, I would say.
Yeah, arguably it's better than their 5 AK buy too, because they do have the op in the hands of Ruben. But that does have to find something. SloWye's been able to have free reign. Triton with the rifle able to take some peeks as well. Wilj hasn't had to do all that much. Good flash, self-flash in, does spot out a couple of players. Nade can go forward. Wilj knows there's an op there now, though, and does not want to get caught off by the one-shot point-and-click death machine. Triton doesn't spot the foot! Smokes our client side in CSGO, something that should be remedied in CS2, but it will not remedy Triton there. That's a good opening start for VYBN, a little bit of luck. Sometimes you need Lady Luck on your side. Wilj, though, ends that streak. Molly to cover retreat. Ooh. And wins that fight, too.
Should not have won that fight. It was a big one to find. Ruben will finally silence him, but the damage has been done. That kill only ties it up at an even 3-3. And in the meanwhile, Bravado are making the right reads and the right rotations. The second player coming over towards his B site. Doru's hiding in the first cubby. Wipeout, though, passes that first test. SloWye now, the last B-site defender. He's holding short. He's holding the cave entrance. It'll just smoke it and look towards the long ramp instead. SloWye, a lot hinges on this. He's been solid on the op. Spots the shoulder of the first. There we go. Bomb drop. Now he knows what's up. Now his teammate can begin to rotate in. Ruben on the op misses the shot walking forward. 20 seconds left means they have to go. SloWye drops wipeout coming out of the cave on the back of sight. 2 versus 1 for Ruben. As he does get the bomb plant, sure, but with this flank coming in from March, it doesn't seem like a real feasible round. He's bullied on the site. He's blind in March. Marches him to his doom. 7-1, Bravado continue their stomp as they have a statement of a CT half thus far. 7 rounds to the 1 of VYBN.
Yeah, the one round they lost too was that pistol where VYBN were just able to vibe onto the B site, walk up with nothing in terms of congestion, and then just hold out with the Glocks up close and personal. Bravado, Deagle out second round, Triton with a couple nasty ones, and just scaled forward from there. 7 in a row to Bravado on the CT side here of Ancient, and I was concerned considering the fact that they have not played Ancient, at least on HLTV matches, and VYBN had with success. Still, though, Bravado having all the success right now. The utility just harassing VYBN out middle. Look at all that unconfirmed damage eaten by them. Devo 28 HP, Dizzy 55, Wipeout 58, even Sheer catching a slap on the wrist, down by 3 HP. Doru does take some spray damage, but it's not really much to write home about considering everything. And now SloWye and Triton with simultaneous kills beginning to squeeze down that vice, tighten around VYBN, and not let them escape as they're stuck in house.
Stuck in house, not a lot of control, and Wilj is already ahead of the situation. Found the first. Sheer, again the substitute, and Dizzy, who's not had the best of starts on Ancient. No one's had a good start on Ancient for VYBN, if I'm being quite honest. It's been a Bravado game through and through beyond that pistol round. March finds Sheer. That leaves just Dizzy. He's up towards Cat. In a 1 versus 5, 35 seconds left or thereabouts. And next to nothing going for him. I guess he has the bomb on his back. That's something, but Wilj flanks him, finds him from the catwalk in turn. And Bravado continue the tear. 8 rounds in a row. Keep in mind, as you mentioned, VYBN won the pistol round. That was it. And they have not found many kills at all since then. They won that pistol round via attrition. They got all 5 kills. From there, in the following 8 rounds, they got 3, 6, 8, 11 kills over 8 rounds. It's not a good stat line.
They finally call a timeout, but yeah, 11 kills over 8 rounds is... It's under 2 kills a round on average.
Well under 2 kills a round on average. And
Yeah,
the
it's about
economy's
1.5 kills a round.
Look at the economy of Bravado. It really does kind of paint that picture. 13.8k for SloWye. The lowest amount of money in the bank for a CT player is 6.7k on Doru. That is a crazy amount of money to have on either side of the equation, let alone the CT side, which is so difficult to manage economically. Bravado leaps and bounds ahead of VYBN in this one, and that, again, that does not bode well for the series. VYBN picked this map. They wanted to play Ancient, and they are being made fools of in the first half.
They are. It's just, they're not able to get anything doing. Flash in, spray there, 2 for Triton, and that's just kind of been the tail of the tape. Peeks in by Triton and company. Kills going the way of Bravado, and then when it comes to the actual site, takes good holding utility from Bravado. Good sprays and kills. Line up there for Doru. Makes it even easier to finish this one, keeping 3 alive. Bravado. Almost to double digits already. They have not lost a round once they've had armor and eagles. Or something more.
I don't want to give you a silver lining. I don't want to say this is a silver lining, but hey, VYBN got more than the average number of kills they get in these rounds in that one. They got 2.
Oh.
It's a dismal state of affairs for VYBN at this point. It is a free fall. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Op for Ruben, I guess, is something they could rely upon, but again, he has had a very slow start. He had an op in a round prior, and he found nothing with it. He has AK surrounding this time. In the last round, they had an op. There was a Galil on Sheer. So this is technically better, but again, I've seen nothing going on these rifle rounds. Wilj just fearlessly down the ramp finds Sheer. The first player down and the most aggressive one towards Snake, caught alone, isolated by that smoke. Wipeout in middle will try to hide, try to take these aim duels towards Red, but not finding any shots cleanly. Tapping away, desperation setting in. The op misses as well. They're giving him an opportunity, but he can't seize it. Doru finds that. Ruben boosted up outside A. The A site was mostly abandoned by Bravado, but that has been their game plan since the map started. They've always been playing passive back towards the temple halls, and Doru finds one there. March coming out of the donut finds a second. It's Ruben. His op is present. He has found one, and he had a good peek, a good idea on the SloWye, but he can't pull the trigger quickly enough, and so Bravado do cross that double-digit threshold, 10-1.
10-1 with a good chance for 11 as well. VYBN have to make a decision. Do they go all in here or do they half it? At this point, you're so far gone. Continuing to force into rounds doesn't seem like a terrible idea. They're not even getting the bombs down here, Nate. And I just want to say Wilj had a very good amount of discipline to not overextend after that snake pick too. Takes a little extra molly damage but decides to fall away. Keep the man advantage. It's a good heads-up play from the veteran. And that's something that I think Bravado is kind of just like rubbing off on them. But Triton does not have any fear. Look at these peaks. Gonna get backstabbed by Ruben. Never mind. Expects Ruben. Dizzy falls as well in the interim. Bombs outside. B. Devo locked out in cave. And Wilj will get one of the last 2 kills. Sheer with a nice deagle shot. There's 2 in the round again for VYBN. They need more than just these little... All right, 2 kills, 3 kills here. They need rounds on the board, which they shall not find here. 11 in a row, 11-1. Bravado. They are just hitting cruise control.
Hitting cruise control at 100 miles per hour, Bugs. Let's be honest. They are speeding through this. 11-1. We've been live for 20 minutes. Or thereabouts. The game started officially at 6:30. It's 6:50 my time. So, not looking great for VYBN. I can't stop saying it because it really does feel like an insurmountable obstacle now. Bravado kind of doing the same things. Going down middle is Doru with an M4 in hand. Ruben back to his normal stopping grounds with the op on this attacking side towards B ramp. Looking for something. He's staring into the smoke, hoping to catch Wilj aggressing, but this time around Wilj will not force the issue. What a good idea from Wilj. What a good hold. We said this was an individual who could pop off for the team, and he does find the first. He spots the second as well. Ruben on the op. Can't find it. Good support from Triton. Dizzy. He will find inroads elsewhere. But in the meanwhile, his team falls completely by the wayside. 12-1 for Bravado. As they continue to show us why they're the dominant force in this one. SloWye, he will finally have to splurge. He'll finally have to reinvest into the op. But it's no problem. He has 16K in the bank. So Bravado, they're only 2 away from a 14-1 half. We do have a pause called. It looks like a technical pause. We talked about this earlier on, Bugs, in the green room. We knew this is a possibility. Technical issues in South Africa with the power grid situation, etc., could definitely be something that comes into effect here.
Well, it's a quick tech rolled into a tactical by VYBN, which makes me think they miscalled the tech pause and wanted to call attack. So they go in, change things to attack, talk things over. Their second time out of the half, so commendable they're using. Ooh, Sheer's having some. Did you see that? You see the lag?
I did not. Was there a little lag there?
Yeah, there was a little lag there. We'll see what they do. They want to persist. Yeah, tech pause. This one might take a minute to finish up this half, but yeah, I think we might have a player swap here.
We might. And again, keep in mind, Sheer, he's tied with top, but he's also a sub. The original 5th player for this team of VYBN is Natural. And Natural doesn't do too badly either. The main takeaway right now for me is that Devo, the player who really single-handedly carried this team in their only other best of 3 on record, is absent entirely. He's at 3 kills and 13 deaths. His stats on that one series they played was a 1.42 HLTV rating and 103.5 ADR.
Not
I don't think he's
right now, that's for sure.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's breaching even close to 103. I think it's more closer to 60, if that.
It's at 37 right now, Nate.
Oh, it does say on the screen. Wow, you're right. Okay. 37.
And yeah,
And
Sheer has DC'd, so we do have that information now.
Unfortunate.
Well, no news on when this is going to start back up, though, so might just be pontificating upon this for a little bit longer. I don't know what the answer is for VYBN, Nate. I've been trying to think, but tactically, there's not really anything they could change. It's just they're getting bullied when it comes down to the aim fights. And now Bravado are getting more and more confident. They're taking more and more brazen fights. Once the opposition loses that respect, it's very hard to gain it back.
Very hard. It has been 12 in a row. Again, we've kind of been hyping that up for Bravado.
Oh, it's actually a Bravado player who left.
Oh, who's gone? Triton, SloWye, Wilj, March. Have them all run down. Triton, SloWye, March. It's Doru missing from the server.
Yeah, it was Doru. Oh, Sheer's over on the left. I was I was looking for Sheer on the right. I saw the two Divas, saw the two Rubens. All right, that's Sheer definitely, especially with that little lag. But
Wait, there's two shears too.
yeah, yep,
There's two. Oh,
it's just
yeah.
changing.
That's how it goes. It always gets confusing.
Yep.
And I want to say right now, the best read that VYBN can make, what they have to do, if they want to get any T rounds, I don't even want to say win the game at this point because it feels too far gone. Okay, so we do have some news. We are going to restart the round and go from there because there has been an FPS issue. So we'll hopefully get that rectified sooner rather than later. But it looks like the fifth has reconnected as well. There we go. And the server is Doru. The update to the HUD should happen sooner rather than later, hopefully. But just bear with us. And what I was going to say, talking about how to get back into this one for VYBN in this half, they've gotten the right read. They've gotten the right situation more than once on the A site. Run a default, but play more passively towards B just to draw that rotation. Oh, he's back out of the server. That does not bode well. No, I keep getting distracted. I have to finish this thought. Okay. So what they have to do is draw that rotation. We've seen the Bravado fall back onto a very passive A hold. So go for a default, draw the ire towards B, focus Bravado towards middle and towards the B site. Go into A, smoke off that long haul, that what's the word I'm looking for? The temple. There we go. Smoke off the temple, smoke off the A connector towards CT spawn, maybe even donut as well, and then try to go from there. Don't mess with middle unless you're going to go for a very late lurk. Do not lose players because that's how they lose the round, is those early picks. And then try to just go for an A site, take and hold with the majority of your utility intact so you can delay longer. That's all I can think of at this point because Bravado have been stampeding through this first half.
The thing is, too, Bravado take the peeks. They'll flash in for information. They'll peek into middle. They'll peek through donut. They'll peek into main. They'll peek down B ramp. They'll peek through cave. So VYBN have kind of lost the script at this point because if they don't default, they'll get punished. But if they do default, they'll still get punished by the aim duels that are being assisted by flashbangs. Bravado are leaving nothing to chance right now. And it's good to see them kind of still continue with their protocols. Just scaling it up on to probably up to level 12 when it comes to aggressiveness they normally would. Because they're able to do it right now. And yes, we are back in. Nice, easy, quick match. Medic. 12-1 the score. Bravado versus VYBN. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mics here. And Sheer gonna just charge up middle. Smokes are down here. But Doru looking to be good for 2 on a push towards red. Flash goes in, dodged by the right player of Bravado. Back away, scaling back. Has help from Wilj. And that's going to be a couple of quick kills, 3 to be exact. I look at that aggression through long as well, just all collapsing and falling apart for VYBN.
Got it done. We are indeed fixing that issue, and we are back into the action. Looking at things, Bravado 13-1. I do respect VYBN for at least doing something different. Getting aggressive towards middle, trying to go towards door, but Doru holds it down well. And now another aggressive play from VYBN, straight out towards the B site. The op slow opens it up. Triton and Wilj as well, finding one apiece. Wipeout finally offering something for his team, but Triton and Slow, we close it off. It's a 14-1 dominant first half for Bravado. We'll see if VYBN can pick things up after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very quick first half and a blazing start for Bravado. Keep in mind, they lost the pistol round and not a round more. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs. It has been a 14-1, fairly easy state of affairs for Bravado, and I fear the other game is not faring much better, Boggs. It's currently 14-0 in favor of Nixu on the A string.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say it's looking like a very fast first map for both of these here. Bravado only need 2 more rounds, and they will have salted VYBN away on the map pick of their opposition. And with Nuke coming up next, a map which Bravado picked into a map which VYBN have not played, at least on an HLTV listed match. And this was the map which VYBN won, one of the maps they won in their previous series listed. It doesn't bode well for the challengers here. Bravado, definitely the long-standing name. You have to expect them to be almost what you can call the old guard, if you could have an old guard in South Africa. But it's going to be just a run through middle in towards A. Ruben does get one. He's able to get back around Cube 2 before the flank comes in. It's the pistol domination from VYBN as they find a 3K out of nowhere on this push. And Triton's going to attempt a 1v5, but VYBN staying alive here as Wipeout puts the final nail in the coffin. They will grab a second round, and just like the first half, VYBN are able to claim the pistol.
I was going to say, they claim a second round and they claim a second pistol. It's 2-14 with both pistol rounds secured, and I imagine they are far more eager to actually convert it this time because, again, every round matters at this stage. They need 13 in a row to get to 15 and then have a chance at winning it in regulation, which is not feasible. They have a 1 round breadth to stay alive. They can lose 1 single round and stay alive in this opening map.
Hey, here's the thing too. It's the pistol deagles that we saw so strong from Bravado. Doru with 1, but Ruben making a 3K out a main with the MP9. That's a lot of cash. But Wilj and Triton, arguably the 2 most dangerous players on Bravado, still left standing. 2 left for VYBN. Ruben, M4A1. Devo, the very same. Bit of utility, but no kit in the hands of, oh my gosh, Triton's got Devo from behind. Tunnel vision down. Not expecting that kind of rotation. And again, Bravado with the second round Deegs have found an advantage. Ruben has also been spotted. Lets him be alerted to the sprays, and he's got nowhere to go now. This is almost what you would call a save for VYBN, but they don't have the rounds to afford to save.
No, they don't. But looking at Triton, I want to highlight it individually, above a 3.0 KD. 22-7. And SloWye is at a 3.0 KD at 18-6. This has been a heater of a map for every single player on Bravado. They'll let Ruben save. They know they have the hefty advantage. They can hold on to an M4. They can be happy with another Deagle round victory. And Ruben, to say he's grasping at straws by saving a lone M4 might be an understatement. He's going to selflessly drop that rifle for his team and pick up another M4 for himself. Try to give them the best chance possible at staying alive, but it is map point at this point for Bravado. They have 13 rounds to get it across the line.
13 map points on their opponent's pick. Bravado just looking to salt this one away. Get map 1 done and dusted. 2 M4s, Deagles on the rest. Well, a 5-7 on Disney. Big pressure coming through from VYBN, expending 2 of their precious flashbangs out. Doru wins that first fight. Triton there as well, now getting flashed in himself. Peeking and taking control of the mid angles. Doru joining up. Snake control in the form of Wilj, using that MP9 to try and catch anybody going off guard. This one, Bravado, have all the trimmings ready to go. More utility, methodical take of Donut. A map control just being absorbed by Bravado here on this T side. Wilj has the sound cue in the spot from his teammate. Gets both of them with that MP9 up close. B side open for business. 1 left standing is Dizzy, stuck in Donut. And he's in a deep fryer. There's no way out for him. That should just about convert it. March will fall. But Dizzy takes so much damage in that engagement. That's about all he can do.
trying to do some psychological damage heading into map number 2. Does get a nade kill to inflate some of the stats, but it will not change the outcome of the round. We were expecting Bravado to have a hefty advantage in this one, but a 16-2 victory on their opponent's map pick is a statement, to say the least. And honestly, after that kind of trouncing,